Right, evening YouTube. Right, nice easy one today. We're just doing spaghetti bolognese on the wood burning stove. Dead simple. Right, we've got the fire going. We've got a pan on, getting warm. Put some oil in that. And the rest of the ingredients are prepared to save time. We've got one whole sliced onion, 6 cloves of garlic already chopped, and 1 punnet of closed cup mushrooms just chopped. Right, as I add the ingredients, I'll tell you what they are. Dead simple. Right, first get the onion in. And then the garlic, and also the mushrooms. Mushrooms are optional. You can use another vegetable or not at all. Right, get those in. Get some salt and pepper in there. Again, always pour in your hand. Get that in. A few twists of black pepper. Right, okay. Today we are using British lean beef steak mince, 250 grams. Lamb mince, 500 grams. Instead of lamb, like normally a traditional spaghetti bolognese is veal and pork, but I couldn't find either because I've got beef and lamb. You can make your own up. Like, the English way is beef, but it's not correct. The correct way is pork and veal. Right. So we wait for the mushrooms, the garlic and the onion to sweat down. Get a lid on that, just to keep the heat in at the start, you know, get a good temperature in there. Fire's already pre-lit. It's been burning about 10 minutes. That's burning nice. When you're sweating off the vegetables, some people prefer to use butter and oil. Well, I've got to watch the figure getting on a bit, so we're just using oil, vegetable oil. Right, just wait for that to sweat down. We'll be back in 5. Right, okay. Mushrooms, onion and garlic sweat down fine. That's what it looks like. Just like that. Took about 5 minutes. I get that on the heat. Next we're going to add the both the minces. We'll go first with the beef. Doesn't matter which order you put this in. When you buy minced beef, normally you've got a bit of paper like this in the bottom. It doesn't taste very nice. It's not good for the digestive system. So best off just take the meat like that, get rid of the paper. Right, that's going straight in. Smash that up. Next to lamb, the same. Look, piece of paper at the bottom, get rid of it. Straight in. You want to break up the mince as much as possible, because otherwise you're going to get big clumps of it, and the inside will be raw, the outside will be cooked. It's just best to smash it all up so you get an even cook. Right, that's more or less what it looks like before it started cooking. Get some more pepper. And some salt. Always use about this much salt. Already, it smells really good. Right, get the lid on that. Get up to temperature. Right, remember, synthetic rubbish, recycling, organic rubbish, throw it in the bushes. That's if you're cooking outside. If not, it's just the compost heap. Right, leave that like that. Get another bit of wood on the fire. If you haven't got a compost heap, you want to ask yourself why. It's great for the garden. It's free. All food waste, put it in a bucket. Just every now and then, you know, just turn it over. Come the summertime, like now, you've got a nice big bucket of good quality compost. Right, it's going to take about 5 minutes to come back up to temperature. I'll keep you informed. Right, okay, that's had about 5 minutes on the heat. Let's have a look at it. Right, there you go. Right. It's losing its colour, hasn't turned brown yet, but we're getting there. Well, once the meat has started to colour a bit, we're going to be adding tomato puree, and I've got 3 cans of chopped tomatoes. Just the cheapest ones. You can get plum tomatoes, just run a knife through the can like so and chop them, but this is already chopped tomatoes. 3 cans. Can't really see much inside, just looks like chopped tomatoes. Alright, at this point I'm going to leave the lid off, cook away some of those juices. Right, at this point I'm going to add just some dried mixed herbs. Just a little bit for now, and then we'll correct the seasoning a bit later on. Just so much. Right, about another 5 or 10 minutes and the meat will be ready. Yeah, once the meat's ready, we're going to add some tomato puree first, and then 1 bottle of red wine. Not all of it, because I need some to drink, obviously. Hello. But about a third, maybe about sort of so much. Right, I don't have the luxury of a glass, so caveman technique, I think. Yeah, it's just red wine, nothing special. It's right for cooking, a little bit of drinking maybe, but I wouldn't take the girlfriend a bottle of that on her birthday, so you're not going to be happy. Right, let's have a look at the fire. Right, time for another piece of wood. There's some I kicked in half earlier. I don't have a lumberjack at my disposal, so I just jump on it, it breaks. Good enough. Right, this is how we're looking. Starting to brown off nicely. There's a lot of juice still in the bottom. Once that cooks off, it'll get a nice good colour. Just keep giving it a good stir. You want to break all the mince down as good, you know, as much as possible. Really gives you a nice fluid sort of bolognese sauce. You don't want big lumps in it, you know. Right, I've got the mushrooms, and that's about as big as a lump should get. And they're going to cook right down, so there won't be any big sort of clumps. And some people don't put mushrooms in, but I put them in because I just like the mushroomy flavour. It's optional. You can use variety of different mushrooms. You can put 2 punnets in, or no punnets, or 1 punnet, whatever, it's your preference. So far in the series we've learnt how to get the stove going. Now we've got like a sweet and sour pork, a survival tactic soup, and now spaghetti bolognese. I've got just a small baguette of bread to have with it, and some spaghetti as well. But when we get to that, I'll tell you what's going on. Right, okay. Another 5-10 minutes and the meat will be nice and brown. Right, okay, the meat is nice and brown. The juice is more or less cooked away, so it's time to add the tomato puree. Let's have a look at it, shall we? There you go. Nice light brown colour. You can cook it more well done if you like, it's up to you. Right, we've got about 2/3 of a tube left over from sweet and sour, I think it was. So we're going to use about half of that. And this has got a kick of chili in it. I mean, I prefer for bolognese no chili, but it's up to you. So we've got about 1/3 of that left for the next dish. Right, let's get this down. Right, okay. Just need to correct the seasoning. I'm going to add the same amount again of salt. A few twists of black pepper. And probably about the same amount again of dried mixed herbs. Right, the classic combination is basil, oregano and thyme. We do have that, but I just want to use this mixed stuff up, get it out of my life. Right, okay. That's what it looks like with the tomato puree in. We're just going to cook that out for 5, maybe 10 minutes, just to get a bit more flavour in with the tomato puree. Right, okay, that's had a good 5 minutes just to cook out. Now we add red wine. Looking at about 1/3 of a bottle, I think. That's good. Right, now, get the lid back on. And we want to bring that to the boil. Going to take about 2 or 3 minutes for that to start boiling away, and then we want to just not dry it out, but just take like the edge off the wine. Maybe reduction by, I don't know, 1/3, something like this. A reduction means just to keep it boiling, so as the steam comes off of it, and it slowly loses volume, and it creates a good flavour and a good texture for the sauce. Right, it's already bubbling, so we're going to take the lid off, get some of that steam up in the air. With a bolognese, you want to keep stirring it regularly so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan, because once you get a dry burnt patch at the bottom of the pan, tendency to catch and spread around the entire bottom of the pan. So you use wooden spatula, you can scrape the bottom of the pan to make sure no part of it is catching and burning. So the last thing you want is burnt bolognese. It's such a simple sauce. It's, you know, it's quite hard to get wrong, to be honest. Right, that's more or less reduced. Let's have a look at it, shall we? Right, that's what you're looking at. There's practically no juice in there. You know, it's all not completely evaporated, but you can see it's just got a good consistency to it. Right, let's add the chopped tomatoes. Try not to wear it as makeup. Right, okay, the tin can. Before you put it in the bin, tuck the lid in like so. And that's safe to put in the recycling. Before working in the kitchen, one of the chefs left the lid open. You got to understand, an industrial tin opener leaves a really big jaw. It's like being bitten by a shark. Kitchen porter was carrying the stack out, straight across the back of the leg, off work for a week. Who had to do the washing up? Muggins. So, lid inside. Right, that's what we're looking at. We're going to cook that out for about 20-25 minutes. It's ready. We'll correct the seasoning, add more salt, more pepper and more herbs in about 5 or 10 minutes once those flavours have all amalgamated together, and I'll let you know how it goes. Right, okay, the sauce has just come to the boil. I have checked the taste and it needs just a little bit more seasoning. A little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper and some mixed herbs. Again, I'm going to go with that same amount of salt, just about a teaspoon's worth. Mixed herbs, same teaspoon's worth. And pepper, maybe 10 or 12 twists. Give that a stir. And this is what we're looking at. I don't know if you can see that properly. It's got a pretty runny consistency. That's good bolognese. Right now, you know, like I said, you know, I like to keep things to a minimum. So I'm not going to get another pan out just to boil pasta. I'm just going to break it into this. Now this is like about a third of a packet. 500 gram packet, so about 175, 180 grams of pasta. So this is what I do. I take it and I break it into pieces so big. It just goes in. Good thing about cooking outside, you need to sweep and mop. It's lovely. All synthetic rubbish in the recycling though. It says on here, it says not currently for recycling, but I don't believe them. Right, give that a stir. Now because I want to retain all the moisture so as the spaghetti soaks up all the juices, I'm going to put the lid back on. So fire's just got enough heat in it to cook the pasta through. I'm not going to add any more wood, no point. You know, I've got a hot date tonight, so. And that's really about it. We come back when the pasta's cooked and I'll show you the end result. Right, okay, it's ready. Now what I've got, one tip I'll give you, when you add the pasta, make sure you give it a good stir every like 2 minutes because the pasta will stick to the bottom. But let's have a look, end result. And voila. Now, hold on. You can just see it's moving. Pasta's cooked, absolutely perfect. Fire's dying down, time to tuck in. Right, you don't really want to watch me eating because I'm a bit of an animal, you know, but it's nice, it's really good. Just give it a try. I'll put the recipe and the cooking technique in the description at the bottom. Enjoy.